All right. Hello, everybody. How we all doing? Doing a little Modern Warfare stream here. I was considering Red Dead Redemption 2, but then I realized I don't actually have it installed right now. So that I guess that'll be next stream. But either way, I need to grind this new battle pass anyway, because there's a new gun that I really want to get. I got the first new gun, but I haven't got the second new gun yet. Sorry, just doing a little Discord announcement here. Live now, smile. Oh, I did the wrong face. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Hey, Xander, imagine being the first one watching Andy stream. Yes, I know, right? Imagine being a king, because that's what you are right now. Anyway, let me do that. All right. And we're just going to jump into... I don't know why they still have this Weekend Warfare playlist, even though it is not the weekend anymore. Probably because it's a popular playlist. People enjoy it. I mean, that's fair. I enjoy the playlist too. So it makes sense. Hey, Zolis, how's it going? What was I saying? I forget what I was saying now. I was saying something about the game. Oh yeah, I haven't gotten the second gun yet. Simply, well, I really want to get it because I pick it up on people's like bodies in the game and I use it and it's just like, it's like a better version of an AK-47. And that is exactly what I want. All the pros of the AK-47 without the cons. And it just looks great as well. So I'm very like motivated to get the I don't know what the gun's actually called. I know in real life it's a Galil. I don't know what it is called in this game though. Your message just got removed? What did you say, EAB? Can you and your friend join? Yeah, sure. Next match though. Next match. Not the current match. I feel like I have no audio in the game. Do I have no audio in the game? It feels like it. I mean, turn the music. Oh no, I do have volume. If it's too loud for you, just let me know. I'm on my speaker right now, so I don't know what it's going to be like. Like the scaling of the audio, I mean. And if you guys can hear echo from my speaker, please let me know. But you shouldn't be able to because it's quite... No, not the Grau. It's not a Grau. The Grau is what was like a Season 1 gun, I think. If you guys can hear any echo from my speaker, let me know. But you shouldn't be able to because it's quite soft. You shouldn't be able to because it's quite soft. This isn't Total War. Yeah, it is not Total War. Hey, Josh. Audio is good. Thank you. EAB. What did your message... Well, I guess you can't really write your message if it's going to get removed every time. Did it... Maybe... Did one of... Xander, did you remove it? Because you're a mod, so maybe you removed it. Yeah, CR56. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what it's called. And guess who? Guess who just pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima today instead of The Last of Us 2. I saw some stuff about The Last of Us 2. I saw some cutscenes since the game's out now. Had someone from the Discord explain some stuff very vaguely to me that I wanted to know whether it was true or not. I'm not spoiling, obviously. I don't think it's going to ruin the experience for everybody, but for me, when especially I'm not just swimming in money, I thought, you know what, the hardest choices require the strongest will, and I just decided I'm gonna skip The Last of Us 2 and pre-order Ghost of Tsushima because that game looks amazing, and like it doesn't have certain things in it that are just forced. Yeah. Plus, also, I guess the other thought I had was even without all this controversy, The Last of Us 1 has given me enough of that sort of vibe, if that makes sense of what the game is. Whereas Ghost of Tsushima is completely. I don't think I've played like an open world story game set in like feudal Japan. I don't think that's really been a thing much. You know, except for like back in like the late 90s, I think there was one released, but you know, that's completely not the same as one that comes out today, right? So I just thought, am I going to take a risk on an experience I've kind of had before, but it could be a worse version? Or am I going to get the game that's like a much more fresh thing? It looks like it's going to be better anyway. And, well, I went with, you know, the second one. Nice pre-order. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Mizaronic, I don't know, there's a lot of Total War going on. True, that's actually so true, man. That's actually so true. Well done. Oh, I thought that was a friendly. Order Sakura tree and everything for that game. Lol. W. Cherry blossoms do look pretty sick, though. Okay, what? Is that guy blind? What? How did I lose that? I literally got like 5 hit markers and he hits me with sticks twice and I'm dead apparently. Okay. That's believable. Striking bound. What's all the 100, 100, 100s for, EAB? If you don't stream it, you better let me VC and watch you play it. I'm interested in that game. What, Ghost of Tsushima? Or are you talking about a different game? And yeah, sure, just as long as you don't talk over cutscenes and stuff, then it's fine. I didn't think you'd be into that game, considering your lack of interest for Shogun 2. Ghost of Tsushima is set in feudal Japan. It's about the Mongol invasion of Japan and takes place on the I forget the name of the island, but on an island, one of the islands of Japan, where the Mongols first landed, of course, because it's the closest to where they're from. And it's all about how you're a samurai, but you have to kind of get rid of your honorable code to be able to defeat the Mongols. Now, there is historical inaccuracy in that, not a huge amount, but a little bit, in that, yes, samurais had this whole honor code and everything, but historically, in times of war, they mostly threw that out the window, to where if they had to win to do it, I'm talking about real life now, they would stab somebody in the back, you know. So there's a little bit of historical inaccuracy there, but not a huge amount, because it's still rooted in what the samurais were meant to be at their best, you know? Like in like a ideal world type thing. So for me, I'm still fine with the story premise. Even though it has that slight historical inaccuracy, for me, it's not a massive thing. Like, I get it, it's their vision, you know, and it's not like they go completely off of history. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm very impressed with in terms of historical accuracy. It's just you know, that's just something to think about, you know. I just thought it'd be interesting to let you guys know in the sense of, you know, there is this whole thing of like samurai having the ultimate honor and stuff, and yeah, they have a code or whatnot, but in times of war, especially when it comes to saving your homeland, at least from what we can tell by history books, you know, they would kind of throw it out the window if it was life and death. Or, no, well, not life and death, but if it was, my country's gonna get taken over if I don't do this sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm still fine for it for the story because, you know, it seems like a cool idea. I didn't. Why is the audio low? Just because I don't like to have the game that high. I can turn it up if you want me to. But for me, it's fine. Cyberpunk got delayed again? Yeah, it did. I'm not gonna SMH at that for 2 reasons. Number one, considering my monetary situation, I'm very happy for it to be delayed. And number two, I think as long as it doesn't get delayed too much, it getting delayed, all that means is we get a better game in the end. So I'm happy to just get a better game and wait like a couple extra months, you know? It's not the end of the world for me at all. Especially since Ghost of Tsushima will probably keep me busy.
Let's go.
I'm cool with that setting and story, just not for a game. Why not for a game like Total War? I mean, you know, Total War games started out being historical and not fantasy, right? The Warhammer ones are the only fantasy Total War games. Every other Total War is rooted in historical context. So if we're talking about the legitimacy of the Total War franchise and what is normal for it, something like Shogun is more in line with a Total War game. So I think you more mean to say you're not okay with that for a large scale, like, I don't know, I guess because your first Total War game was Warhammer, when you hear Total War you expect fantasy or something, I don't know. But you know, if we're just talking about what the Total War franchise is, most of the games are historically based, with, mind you, if we're not taking Total War Warhammer as an example, if we're just taking it compared to other games, it has a lot of diversity in its units, it has a lot of diversity in its factions, and in the map as well, and in the skill tree. Sure, it's less than in Warhammer, but it's more than a ton of strategy games out there still. And it's still, by gaming standards, a lot. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's not, that it's lacking in anything. If anything, I would say it's more than the industry standard. Shogun 2 and Rome 2 and all that. And to be fair, you haven't really given Shogun 2 a fair shake either. You're saying it lacks diversity, but you really haven't seen the difference between all the units fighting. I mean, I can say from experience that the way Spear Ashigaru fights is completely different to the way Yari Samurai fights, both spear units, and the way a Warrior Monk fights. All three of them spear units, but the way they fight is completely different, and the way you use them on the battlefield is completely different. And that's only 3 units of the same type of weapon that I'm talking about. I could, you know, list goes on. That's how I look at it, at least. I wouldn't say it's a lack of diversity. I would just say it's less than Warhammer. But because there's less, they are able to peg in more detail into it, like into those specific things, in my opinion. Not a significant amount more, maybe like 20% more detail, I would say. Having stream open on more tabs equals big PP. Thanks. I don't think it really adds viewers, but thanks. That's why you only have the Warhammer ones. Fair enough. I already kind of read half of the diversity message. Because you fight just with different mechanics, I suppose. But your mechanics have to change depending on what faction you're fighting in Shogun 2 as well. Maybe not as drastically, but you definitely have to, you know, if you're fighting against the Takeda as the Oesugi, the way you fight is going to be completely different to if you fought against the like, let's say the Hojo, because they're the siege unit faction. Dude, the SAS is like, the SAS for me are like so cool, and in this game they just made them like so like bleh. I feel like the games out now are not enough. There is no game that's very interesting that I can play. You mean that's been out, that's been released this year? Or you just mean in general? I don't know which one you really mean. If you mean this year, I suppose I could see that. But we haven't even hit October yet, and October is the time of the year when shit gets crazy with game releases. And if you're meaning overall, yeah, I don't get that at all, because there's tons of games out that are fun. Tons of games out that are fun. In fact, even this year, I mean, Doom Eternal was lots of fun. And there's games that I just have slept on that I think I would enjoy, but, you know, just can't justify buying every game out there that looks cool to me. So, you know, can't sit down and play for ages anymore. Fair enough, fair enough. You know, I feel somewhat the same. Like, Modern Warfare is the game I can play the most of at the moment, but it's mostly to grind the Battle Pass. Most games now, I'm just not playing that much. But actually, maybe not necessarily out of boredom, but because I'm doing other things. I think that's the main reason, actually. What? Oh. It's like you're getting gaming depression. Hey, Bagger. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Oh, come on. Get to the hard point. I don't know if that's a good place to put it, but that's where I put it. That was a great place to put my airstrike. Yeah, I blame Josie, just get bored with the games now. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But I think, honestly, for me, once Ghost of Tsushima comes out, I think there's possibility that I will get way too invested into that game. And I probably will stream it if my capture card still works. Which I don't know. Because it wasn't working when I was trying to capture Xbox 360 gameplay. But it might still work for the PS4? I don't know. And because of my gigabit switch, I might actually be able to just stream it through the PlayStation Now service on my computer. But we'll have to see. And while I was playing God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2 on my PS4 the other day, and I realized I don't really mind 30 FPS that much. I mean, I already knew that, but like, I take a minute for my eyes to adjust and I don't really care. Like, listen, of course it's not as nice as 144 FPS, but for a story game, I don't really mind. As soon as my eyes adjust, which happens pretty quickly, I'm really fine with 30 frames a second. As long as it's a story game. As long as it's a story game. Now, the one downfall, though, is that you do notice a little more input lag, which I think is due to the low frame rate. I don't think it's actually because of input lag. I mean, I use the same controller I've been using since I got the PS4, so I don't think it's... I think it's just ever since I've gotten used to 100 plus FPS, playing something at 30 FPS makes it feel like there's minor input lag. But again, you get used to that after like 5 minutes, so it's whatever. And it's something that you don't really have time to notice when you're in combat. It's only like when you make like your first movement going forward. Fortunately, you don't have a PS4. Ooh, I'm good. Summer break just started for me. Almost on my driving license. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. I got my driving license a fair bit ago, and I still enjoy driving, actually. Well, there can be times when it's stressful depending on traffic, but you know, if it's like if I'm just going along the highway, it's really nice. Still love it, man. If you're interested in, I'm really not interested in the Persona series at all, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I don't know. For me, I don't really care. I get why people like Persona, but yeah, I'm fine. I'm really okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Everybody's just waiting here by the pipe. And I still keep going in the pipe for some reason. I'm like a moth to a flame with the pipe, man. I'm gonna stop going in there. I'm gonna stop going in there. No, I'm not using Tinder anymore. Do you want to? No, I'm fine.
10 seconds. Get ready to move. Okay, get to the hard point.
I mean, maybe I'll take that offer up another time, but for now, I'm fine. It's a really good game, which is really fun. There's really good replayability. Well, Skyrim, but I assume you've played that to death. Fallout 3, Fallout... I love Fallout New Vegas, but I wouldn't say there's a massive amount of replayability. Maybe you'll like a bit of Oblivion. I'm not a big Oblivion fan. Ah, shit. I'm not a big Oblivion fan myself, though. So, just gonna keep that 100. Oh, God. I don't know. Replayability is a very... It's a very, subjective thing, you know. It depends what you like. Of course, I like expansive RPGs and stuff, but I also love story games, like just pure linear story games. That, of course, has some hidden stuff to find and whatnot. So, like, for example, I have 200 hours in Assassin's Creed Revelations, which I don't think most people could say. Most people played that story maybe twice max, and that was it. But I've played that story enough to have 200 hours in it. And also did some open world stuff, of course, too. But, you know, I would say it was like 140 hours of story, 60 hours of, open world things. So, yeah. But one game that does really have a lot of just genuine amount of things to do after you finish the story, like it's got a ton of stuff in the open world, which you wouldn't really expect from the franchise, is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I mean, that has just a bucket load of things to do. And unlike most Ubisoft games, it's not like a bucket load of things to do, that's just like a checklist. It's actually fun stuff to do, like taking like sea forts and finding parts for your armor, and taking down legendary ships, and hunting humpback whales and orcas, and you know, doing challenges, and you know, all that stuff, and side quests and assassinations. Yeah, Black Flag has a surprising amount of things to do, and all presented in a fun way, I would argue. Especially since even if the task is somewhat like meh, like one of the puzzles, the locales in which it happens makes it just so enjoyable for me. Fuck off. And yeah, The Witcher 3, I'm not gonna say it has a lot of replayability. I'm gonna say it's really, this is just my opinion, guys, remember, okay? If you love to play that game over and over, that's fine, but I'm talking about me right now. So The Witcher 3 for me is like, I loved the story the first time round. I got the ending I wanted to get, like exactly. I wouldn't change a thing. I decided I'm gonna do a second playthrough, get the get the exact same thing, so I can play the DLCs through. Because I lost my save. Play the DLCs through with my ideal Geralt, right? And I don't know. I just got bored. And it's been 2 years that I've been trying to do that second playthrough, and most of the boredom is from the cutscenes. Not like I don't know. As much polish as that game has, it also has a lot of like the opposite. It also has a lot of, well, for lack of a better term, not polish. And I guess when I'm trying to get the exact same results, and I'm seeing the exact same things again, I'm really noticing areas where there's a lack of polish. And also, I get that it's part of the character, and I really liked it for the first playthrough, but Geralt's voice actor, the way he does it, for a second playthrough for me, it was just like nail grinding. I just couldn't, you know, because, and it's fine in the Witcher TV series because it's like a dynamic scene, you know, where he's moving around and everything. Hey, look, I got play of the game, and all that. But in the game, it's literally, usually, it's this dude with, he doesn't change his tone of voice ever, and it's literally like this, okay? It's not like he's walking around and, you know, fiddling with this and that and whatever, maybe taking some of the shirt. It's like, you're literally standing as Geralt like this, right? And then you say something, and he says it like this. Hi, I like big dick. Hi, I like big dick. And then the other guy's like, yeah, well, I don't. And then Geralt's like, hi, I like big dick. And, you know, I don't know. For me, that just got way too repetitive the second time round. Yeah. I feel like people are gonna hate me for that opinion, but that's just what I thought. You know, that's just how it was for me. That being said, I still have about 150 hours in The Witcher 3. Well, no, actually, I don't know how many I have, but you know, it might be like 90 or something. But I just, you know, I couldn't get through that game a second time, unfortunately. Junux, I literally said I know why. I literally said I know why he speaks that way, and then I proceeded to explain, for me, it's fine in the TV show because, you know, he's moving around and blah, 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 to accompany that. And I was fine with it in my first playthrough because it's all fresh stuff that I've never heard before. But when I'm playing it through a second time and I've heard it all before and it's very static and he's just standing there and doing the same animations over and over again, as well as voice lines I've already heard, it's just boring for me, right? It's got nothing to do with the lore of it. I already explained that I understand why it's that way. You know? What have I missed? Oh, you play Witcher 3 a lot? I can see that. I can see why. Doing an Assassin's Creed trilogy run? Oof, I've done that so many times. You know, Assassin's Creed is actually starting to get so, like, I love it, but I have overplayed those games to death, except for Black Flag. I still have so much to do in that one. Like, I did stream the trilogy recently. Well, by recently, I mean, like, last year. And it was a chore to get through that. Except for Revelations, because for some reason I never get bored of Revelations, but yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to get in the game, my bad. Oh, wait, are you already in? Oh. I was wondering why it said pull or party members. You're gonna dip? Right, see you, man. One of these things are not like the others? Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just started reading the books because of The Witcher 3. They are pretty good so far. Yeah, Bag. I've heard the books are actually better than the games. Story-wise, at least. I mean, obviously, you can't compare them in any other way. But, I mean, if that's what people say, I would have to agree because, personally for me, The Witcher TV show was more engaging than The Witcher 3. As engaging as The Witcher 3 was, the TV show for me was far more engaging, like by a landmark. You know. Stop to talk and make damage. Well, I guess I can give you this.
Now that's a lot of damage.
There you go. That's the most I can do for you, because I've already been playing pretty decently, so I don't know what else you want besides that. Alright, what class are we going to pick? Might be a mad lad and just use my Kar 98K. I don't get all the shit about Yennefer and Triss. I don't get it for Yennefer. I do get it for Triss, though. And it's not because she's mixed race. That's totally fine. But the fact that her hair is barely even like a dark red, they could have made it a dark red, but it's, if anything, it's like a very dark chestnut brown. It just comes off lazy to me. Why couldn't they have just made her hair the right like color, or at least a similar color? But no, like that's why I don't like Triss on the show. Whereas in conjunction, she's my favorite female. She's my favorite female character in the games. So yeah, quite the divergence there. And Yennefer, who I always found to be like a massive bitch in the games, especially Witcher 3, in the show, I could, even though she had the same like sort of attitude, I could sort of empathize more, you know? I guess because they show more of the backstory, or I don't know, maybe it's just something about the way the actress does it, but I just felt like I could empathize more. Even when she did really bad things, you know. I don't know why, but that's just the way it played out for me. Only 4 bullets, sweet. Why would somebody put this camo on their gun? It looks disgusting. It just looks like vomit. That's all it looks like. But I can almost say the Bloody Baron story is better than the main story in Witcher 3. What's the Bloody Baron story? Is that from The Witcher 3? I played a lot of the side quests in The Witcher 3 because that's one thing I will give the game is the side quests are so fleshed out and at the same quality of the main quests that they kind of blend together. They kind of blend together. Wait, the Baron one is with like the sort of not super fat but kind of fat dude in the red, right? And about his daughter and all that. If so, then I played that as well, and I kind of thought it was better than the main story too. Although I did love the main story as well. I actually, wait, I already read that message. Never mind. Bruh. Oh, did I really just miss that? Oh, I need to put stims on here.
Stop shooting at me.
Only one bullet, only one bullet. And I did not make it count. Okay, I need to put stims here. Steam.
Setting charge.
I'm needed at sea. Going A. Assist your team at Bravo. Friendly UAV overhead.
Oh shit. Well, that was pretty decent.
Allied cruise missile awarded. Enemy precision airstrike. Take cover.
Oh no. How did I miss two?
Got two objectives. Lock it down. Losing C.
Boom.
Friendly UAV overhead. You're needed at Charlie.
Oh, come on. I just want to level up this gun before I actually, like, earn it. Before I actually get it in the pass.
Hostiles are taking Charlie.
That's kind of what I love, is that you can level up a gun as long as you pick it up. So that by the time you actually unlock it, you have a bunch of attachments already. Obviously not all of them, but, you know, it definitely gets you a leg up.
We've lost B. We're halfway there. Keep fighting. Enemy precision airstrike. Take cover.
I feel like IGN was bribed to give it a 10. I wouldn't say they were bribed. It's not that, like, daylight robbery-ish. Yes, I would probably say that there could have been some nefarious things going on there, but not just, here's a bucket load of money. I would recommend that you watch Layman Gaming's video about, well, where they cover a video that Alana Pierce did about big studio reviews, and I think that'll be quite useful for you to watch. They cover the topic of people like saying that, you know, IGN whatever gets paid to do this and that. I think they definitely get influenced to do this and that, but not paid. I mean, that's straight up illegal. And very easy to prove as well if it actually happened. I mean, all you like, especially if you're a bank or a shareholder, what you could easily just get that information since it's a public company, and then you could sue the company with the sufficient evidence, and then make more money than you ever did as a shareholder or as an employee at Sony or IGN or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. They also don't really have to use money as leverage, because this is an industry where people get early review copies, right? I think just being able to be like, I think just having that implicit thing of like, if you bash our game too much, yeah, screw you kind of thing for early review copies. I think that holds more power than paying somebody to give a good review ever will. And on top of that, I'm not even gonna say that the guy who reviewed The Last of Us 2 on IGN was even threatened in any sort of which way. He might not have been. I don't even think he necessarily was, because there are people who are coming out saying that they love this game. Maybe this guy did love the game, right? Maybe, you know, it's very much within the realm of possibility, because a lot of it is polished. there's just a couple things that you might not like or whatever, right? And maybe I've heard there's some pacing issues as well, but you know, for some people that bothers some people more than other people, and you know, like, so I'm not gonna go and say just because I probably disagree with it being given a 10, even though I haven't played it. I mean, so who knows? Maybe I would give it a 10 too. But just from the stuff I've seen, like now that the game's fully out and all that, I don't think I would give it a 10. Again, I don't know, but I don't think I would. There's the slight chance that I would, and at that point, I can't go out saying that somebody was definitely paid off. I mean, you know.
Stop shooting at me.
So I don't think they were bribed. That was the long answer. I don't think they were bribed.
You're needed at sea.
And it's definitely not a 10, yeah, well. I mean, you also got to recognize that everybody's got different opinions. Some people might love the story. Some people might go crazy for the story. And also, I guess the thing is, it depends how willing you are to forgive, because I've seen the first 40 minutes of the story, and I've seen the parts of the story that I really don't like. And maybe if you really just want to cling to those great parts, even if you hate the other ones, maybe that would make somebody give it a 10. Or an 8, or a 7, or whatever, but... But yeah, I mean, it is a shame to see all the effort that people put into making this game in terms of facial animations, graphics, gameplay, you know, and for such a divisive... That's all I'm going to say is divisive. For such a divisive story to be put in there to almost undo that work, and that there's going to be people who like the game, but like a lot of the divisiveness could have been so easily avoided, and I don't even think was needed. It wasn't even necessary. So it does just annoy me from that perspective of, hey, if you like the game, that's totally cool. But I think it's also fair to say it's really annoying that they went down this path, because it's also a spit in the face to people's hard work that they put in to the game. If we're just talking development-wise of the graphics and the gameplay, and you know, motion capture and everything like that. And also disservice to some of the good writing that's in the game as well. Like, I don't know. Again, I'm not gonna say the game is trash or the game's amazing until I've actually played it. But what I am gonna say is, from what I've seen, it's not worth my money, and it just seems like Neil Druckmann, after making, or rather directing, such a good first game, kind of sniffed his farts a little bit too much. Yeah, and so, hey Silent, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hard fought, well earned.
Some parts of the story are so written so deep. Yeah, exactly. And those parts that don't make sense, they are done for a certain reason, and that's all I'm gonna say. Which is annoying, because again, I haven't seen much of the story, but the first 15 minutes that IGN released was stellar. But you know, except for one thing. I mean, they were having this long horse ride with no dialogue, and it worked in The Last of Us 1 because of the context of what happened before the long horse ride. But in The Last of Us 2, in this first 15 minutes, this long horse ride that they have with no dialogue in between, it just felt like it went on too long, and like they were just trying to show you how amazing the graphics are, which, yeah, I don't know. I got bored of watching that after a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with like slow-paced stuff, but that just felt a little indulgent. Oh, is EA playing now? Is it 4 p.m.? DD Poopoopy. Well, I guess maybe that's why IGN's live, huh? No, it's not. When is it? EA Play. Oh, it's 1 a.m. for me when that happens. Bruh, the only thing I'm mildly interested in, is Star Wars Squadrons. And I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. for that. I am not staying up till 1 a.m. just for that. I'm sorry.
No prisoners. Shoot to kill.
Reloading. Changing mag.
Kill confirmed. We have control. Crush them.
Like this whole week has actually been, this is kind of what I predicted. This whole week there's not been much to make videos about, but geez, it's gonna ramp up. It's gonna ramp up. I'm gonna make a video eventually. I don't know if it's gonna come first, but I might make videos that are more time sensitive first. But I'm gonna make a video about why I'm not reviewing The Last of Us Part 2. It's gonna contain those spoilers. I'm going to make a video about the gameplay for that we're going to see for Star Wars Squadrons, and possibly for anything else that that we see at EA Play that's worth talking about, like maybe new Battlefield, or I don't know.
Kill confirmed.
Why do people put skins like this on their guns? It's so just ugh to look at, man.
Enemy cluster strike.
Need for Speed Heat is crossplay. That's cool, but for me, Need for Speed kind of lost its pizzazz a long time ago. So crossplay's cool, but I'm glad the industry's moving more towards that way. But I don't know, man. I just don't give a shit. Apparently, Star Wars Squadrons will be crossplay. I think I read that somewhere. Don't quote me on that. Cyberpunk was delayed again. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for fuck's sake about it though, just cause. At the end of the day, it's being delayed, but it just means we get a better game. So I can't be mad at it. Plus, Ghost of Tsushima is probably going to keep me entertained long enough until that game comes out, you know? Alright, have a good night, Bag. Thanks for watching, man. Thanks for watching.
They've reached the halfway point. Get moving.
I still feel like I feel like Thanos when I decided to pre-order Ghost of Tsushima today instead of buy The Last of Us 2. It took all my willpower, but at the end of it, I felt like a small price to pay for salvation. You know, that's how I felt about that in a nutshell, I suppose. So yeah, I gotta wait a month before I play a new game, but I think it was the right choice. Again, it could be the wrong choice, but that's such a minuscule chance that it was the wrong choice. It's just a numbers game at this point.
Kill confirmed.
You have this. Thanks, CAB. Going for Ghost will be awesome. Yeah, I'll probably stream it if my capture card still works, which jury's still out on that one. But I will probably stream it if my capture card works.
Kill confirmed.
I kind of want to. I literally just after this match. Do you guys want to watch some of that state of play for Ghost of Tsushima? Because it's so good. Not all of it, of course. Just like the highlights. I guess. Ghost of Tsushima might be like my second Red Dead Redemption 2, if that makes sense. An open world game that's like set in a period of history that really interests me. That looks like it's gonna have an engaging story, lots of customization, amazing graphics, you know. Like for me, that's just king. For me, that's king shit, you know. Some of this stuff did look a little unpolished, but probably because it was alpha gameplay, at least that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Oh, and also I took a solemn vow today, guys, to be less political on Twitter. I've realized that it's sort of hurting my Twitter account more than anything, and my mental stability as well, because, you know, you sort of realize Twitter is just a cesspool. Why am I even getting political on Twitter? Yeah, you know. Why was your message retracted? I guess you meant to, probably. Ghost of Tsushima will be my top 5 games for me if I played it. Reasonable, reasonable. Alright. Oh yeah. Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. 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 This was such a good fucking thing, man. I'm full screening it. Obviously, we won't watch all of it, like I said, but... I mean, the music, just, yes.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason Connell from Sucker Punch Productions.
And finally, they got a
We have
narrator
lot
who's
to
actually
show
good
you
at his
today
job,
about
too.
Ghost of Tsushima. Combat, customization, special...
Okay, I don't need to hear him speak again, though. I mean, just look at that. Look at that.
Exploration has been at the heart of our open world design since the very
See
beginning.
the rice fields.
But you
Welcome to
can't
the
have
rice
exploration
fields,
if you don't have
motherfucker.
curiosity. So we've continually asked
I mean, look
ourselves,
at those cloth
how can we
physics,
let the
man.
island guide you in the most
And look,
thematic
look.
and immersive ways
Hold on.
possible? You,
Look, you can see the little lapping waves over there on the right.
how can we
I
let
didn't
the
notice that
island
before.
guide you in the most thematic and immersive ways possible?
I mean, just listen to that. Such good shit right there. By the rice field. Also, love the way the map looks. It's like, if you ever played Total War Shogun 2, it's like that map, but the colors have been inverted. But it's still got that, like, canvas look, which is... Also, this let the wind guide you thing, just... I know it's kind of a trope in, like, samurai fiction, but... It's a trope that I love, honestly. Because it's, like, semi-spiritual, but not mega in-your-face spiritual, if you know what I mean. Also, I love that jump animation, even though that probably would have hurt a shit ton. Also, that's just beautiful. Your friend got mad and left. Lol. Getting mad at a game. I mean, look at that. Like, you can see the little bits of vapor on the shrubbery. It's crazy. That's like so crazy to me. I want to see what this game looks like at 30 FPS, just out of curiosity. Not even that different. Oh wait, that's still 60. Well, I can spot the difference, but it's nothing that'll break playing the game for me, honestly. This game's gonna be madness, I know. Look at the smoke trails as well. That says it'll indicate quests and everything. Which just seems perfect to me.
The guiding wind can take you to all kinds of locations in the game, like this farmstead that's been taken over by the Mongols.
Oh yeah, I get that, Zelda.
It can also take you to your next big story moments, or even help
Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, this doesn't matter so much. This was cool though.
with exploration and discovery. And whether you're just following a string of torii gates that
Although
lead
what
you
I
to a high
should
mountain
say,
shrine,
and this is what I'm gonna do in my playthrough, is not walk through the torii gates. There's a very good explanation for that. At least, you know, if you're a buyer into the culture of Japan, which obviously a samurai would be, which is the torii gates were like the gateway to like the next world, basically. And to walk through it is demeaning to the spirits that have left this world and to the higher powers as well. Funnily enough, I learned that on a show that James May hosted. But I looked it up afterwards and it's true. So, if you watch me play a Ghost of Tsushima, I'm gonna go super immersion and just go around the torii gate.
just following a string of torii gates that'll lead you
Honestly,
to a
now
high
that I know
mountain
that fact,
shrine,
watching this guy walk
or
through
maybe
it kind
it's
of makes
just a
me
fox
cringe.
trying to show you something hidden in the woods. Either way, bring your sense of adventure.
I mean, obviously, it's probably
and
one
let
of
the
those
wind
things where it's
guide
like, when nobody's looking, you just walk through it anyway, but I kind of want to, like, do that hardcore, like a little bit of soft RP there. I mean, just look at this. Doesn't it look more beautiful than The Last of Us 2? Doesn't it look more beautiful than The Last of Us 2? Like, legitimately. It's graphically more impressive, in my opinion. Maybe the facial animations will be a little bit worse, but the landscapes... I mean, oh... Just look at that. So perfect. And the way... Oh, yes. Gotta love it, man. I wish when you would hunt like a harvest, there'd be an animation just like Red Dead Redemption 2.
This is Nate Fox from Sucker
Well, I
Punch.
guess it's like a mixed bag.
Samurai movie.
Because some
you know,
people say that they didn't like that in Red Dead. And for me, it's like, I can deal without having it, you know. I still find it hilarious that he cuts through the shield, but I guess it's just meant to be like an exaggerated movie moment. Right there. Yeah, this game's like Breath of the Wild mixed with Red Dead Redemption 2,
as you can see, the
mixed
Mongols
with
are
samurai.
everywhere on this island.
I
For
guess.
Jin to succeed, he has to use real, skillful precision in fighting them. No wasted energy. Every strike must count.
And also, if you notice, there's different stances that he can go into. I believe one of them was called Water Stance. I don't know what the other one was called, but there's going to be different stances for different ways of fighting, which to me is just sick. Yeah, so you just changed stances there. That guy really loves saying Dorsho. Dorsho. Okay, now let me show you the one unpolished moment that I found. Was it back here? I think it was here. It wasn't right here, but it's near here. Well, he wasn't one-tapping. He had to like get like 3 strikes in. He one-tapped the one guy who he stabbed with a sword right into his liver, which, well, sorry, no, his kidney, which makes sense. You know, that would kind of kill you, or at least incapacitate you to where you don't have to worry about him anymore. Okay, this was the unpolished moment, which I'm hoping they fix for the final release. So, look at how he just. Look at how he just watch. His sword just comes out of his sheath magically, and he just teleports to the guy basically, like from one location. See, sword comes out of his sheath, and he like magnetizes into him. I hope they make that more slick in the final game, because everything else looked great, and then I saw this just like whoomp. Like, do you see he just slides across the ground. He just slides across the ground like whoomp. Like he just got force pulled or something. And I'm hoping that gets fixed. If it doesn't, no biggie, I guess, but it'd be a minor gripe for me. And it would probably make me never do that animation ever, because it would annoy me to see that happen. So it would be a minor gripe, but again, it wouldn't matter because I would just avoid that animation altogether. Yeah, hopefully as well. I mean, I've pre-ordered the damn game, I'm hoping that they fix the minor problems. Like also, okay, this might be getting a little nitpicky now. Like that arrow shot. So he shoots him from the side, and then his look at his body. His body was to the side, and then when he gets hit with the arrow, his body flings forward and then backwards, as opposed to just going like. Do you know what I mean? His body is like this, and he goes like, as opposed to just like. Do you know what I mean? Like, for some reason it turns him around when he gets hit by it. Let me actually check something, because maybe he hears it a split second before it hits him, and he turns around before it hits him. If that's the case, then that makes sense. And would actually be a cool detail. Let's just go frame by frame here and see. It's kind of hard to tell. It gets just kind of memey. I can't really see. Oh, no. Hit marker, and he's still to the side. Okay, unfortunately not. Just a little cool detail. My PC won't hold it, so I have to order it on my console. Wait, what do you mean? The game's coming to console first. Alright, see you, Zolis. Technically, you shouldn't even be flying like that, but it's for spectacle. Wait, what do you mean flying? He wasn't flying. I don't really know what you're on about. Oh, you mean the guy who gets hit by the arrow? Well, he doesn't fly that far back. And when you think about the draw strength that these massive bows have, let's see how far back he flies. Not far at all. That was like a foot, maybe. A foot and a half. Which is not that much. Not that much. It's like that, maybe. You know? Considering, I mean, look at the size of this bow and the draw strength it would have. Probably like 100 something kilograms draw strength. Maybe 80, maybe 90. Imagine getting hit by 80 kilograms or something. You'd probably go back a foot and a half, right? If it just came at you at like 100 kilometers an hour. You'd probably topple back like that. He didn't do any backflip at all. He literally just falls back. Sure, he hits the ground and then tumbles. But that's how that works. Usually when you hit the ground from an excessive amount of force, you do sort of tumble. Because you have to stop yourself somehow. I mean, when I broke my arm sandboarding, because the footholds were too small, so I couldn't get my feet in properly, and I like skidded, or rather I skid to brake. I fell out of the holes, and even though I only came out of the thing at maybe like 20 k's an hour, and even though I hit my elbow like straight onto a rock, I still tumbled after that, even though it wasn't that fast. Sandboarding, it's like the South African version of snowboarding. So, yeah. Or just the hot climate version of snowboarding. So for me, besides the random turn to the right, the amount that he fell back and the way he fell back was completely fine in my opinion. Anyway, that's enough of that. I just wanted to admire that game again. Cleanse my soul of The Last of Us Part 2. I wish Molester Moon would be an emoji. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. Ugh, why? Why all this fucking weeaboo shit? That's coming from somebody who watches Naruto, by the way. So, but I mean, this is just an abomination. Ugh. I've always hated this art style. Just get the fuck out of here, you know? A short house skill. Imagine if you could do the Japanese technique of curving arrows. Are you sure that's an actual thing and not just like a myth? I mean, I guess if there's wind, you could easily curve an arrow, but with no wind, I'm pressing X to doubt on that one.
Allied UAV overhead.
UAC Station 1, individual and team tasks. I don't know why I decided to read that, but I did. Zuck. I have no idea who Molester Moon is. Am I supposed to know? Sounds like someone I wouldn't want to know, to be completely honest with you. Sounds like someone I wouldn't want to know. So, yeah,
Enemy at the junkyard.
arrows have a special fletching and you draw it like skewed to the side. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't consider the arrow fletching thing.
Enemy contact.
Ah, for fuck's sake. We're gonna play now, because he played it more than enough Modern Warfare. For the last half an hour or so of the stream, we are going to play some Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I know some of you might cringe, whatever. I don't care. I'm busy rewatching Naruto, so I'm really into that at the moment. And if you think it's cringe, that's fine by me. Guess what else is cringe? Look at my wallpaper, huh? Is that cringe? Probably, but I don't give a shit. I can't believe you're playing Shoot House and no sniper campers. It's a miracle. Now they were there, just not in the usual places. Just not in the usual places. Plus, playing Naruto gives me an excuse to use my controller as well. I love mouse and keyboard, but sometimes you just want to relax with the controller, you know? Yeah, no. Oh, and look at my receipt for Ghost of Tsushima. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Big coom moment. I believe you. Oh wait, I already read that. Oh, by the way, thanks for the likes on the stream. 4 likes on the stream. Thank you very much. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Now they were not unusual places, Andy. I mean, it's true though. Receipt of greatness, yes. And The Last of Us 2 is a receipt of shame. Oh, what the fuck? Nope, I don't need this. Ba 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 ba. Thanks for an extra like on the stream. So I'm gonna be doing survival because it's the only way I can enjoy this game anymore is with survival. Challenge various courses on different conditions. Sounds good to me. Are you still watching it? I kind of stopped. I don't know why. It was funny, but I just felt like rewatching stuff instead. Felt like ultimate comfort shows, you know. So I'm busy rewatching Naruto and The Office. Very nearly done with The Office. And I finished rewatching Community like a couple months ago, I think. Excuse me, this isn't Tekken, I know. I can't be asked for Tekken right now. I knew I was gonna play and now, oh yeah, now I remember. Should I? Yeah, I can play as him. Can I choose that? Thank you. What the hell? Yo. Sorry. Very high IQ and big brain show, yes. You quit after the first episode? Okay. I can understand that. I'll tell you why. Because the first and second episodes... Wait, is this too loud, guys? I feel like it might be a little bit loud. Turn it down a bit. Because the first and second and maybe even third episode the show is still trying to find its feet. You know, when I started my rewatch, I liked episodes 1, 2, and 3, but only because of my love of the show, not because they were decent episodes, or not because they were great episodes. But after that, it really starts to get good. At least that's the way I see it. So maybe give it another try. You know, don't discount it after the first episode. Don't get up, Kakashi. No, I'm stuffed. Oh, I'm not. I dodged like a pro. Some might even say like a ninja. Am I right? Oh, too fucking easy. I'm glad you will, Silent. I'm glad you will. What's a very high IQ and big brain show, Edith? Because we mentioned so many. Oh wait. I got... I'm getting hit with kitchen equipment here and it's crippling me. I was about to make an edgy joke and I realized I probably shouldn't. Oh, fuck off. Crack off. Oh, Dark? I've heard of that and for some reason just never bothered. Stop. Oh, oh. Damn, right in the face. Do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I did until it got too political. I thought it had a good mix of political and like not up till season 4, and after that it felt like every single joke had to be political and it just got exhausting to watch. Hey Elma. This is why I love this game. Some characters are just such fucking trolls, man. Although this game is only fun for like an hour at a time. Bruh. You're baited. Just got you baited. Look at how fast I'm going, bruh. Did you see that? It was like on speed. Oh, what did you say I know right about it being a good show? What I said about it getting too political. Who was or is your favorite character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Good question. If you mean Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Doug Judy? Who is that in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I don't remember that at all. For me, I guess it was between Captain Holt and Terry. Wait, why did I just phase through her, dude? Bam! Oh, imagine if that hit me. Hey! No! Oh, I was still jumping. Ow. I can tell you didn't watch season 5, 6, or 7. Yeah, I tried. I started 5 and I was just like, this is too fucking... There's too much of an agenda here, you know? Which obviously some people will love that if it's an agenda that lines up with them, but... In the words of Michael Scott, nope, don't like that. Terry just screams and is always stressed. That's true. That's kind of why I like him. But he's also a nice person, right? Like, he's like the duality of man, I guess. Or just the duality of buff man. I don't know which one. Yes, I totally know what they're saying right there. And he's a purist? Wait, I'm a purist for what? What am I a purist about? What are we talking about? Still Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Bruh. Bruh. Just get kicked in the head, okay? Oh wait, wrong button combo. Sakura's voice is just like, ugh. No, you're gonna get zucked. Check this out. One of my favorite ultimates in the game. Short and sweet, but just so sick. Bam! No, that ain't getting me. But you're getting a kick. Oh, damn. Nearly. Imagine getting hit by it twice.
俺の仲間は絶対傷つけさせやしない。
My second favorite is Scully or Gina. Scully, is that like one? Is that like the fat old man? I think.
俺の相手だった。
My second, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know. Gina's kind of funny, but I would never say I like her. She's kind of just yikes. Even without the whole Terry crush thing. And yeah, Scully and his partner are funny as hell, if it's the old guys. Wait, am I doing the next challenge or the same one? I want to be doing the next challenge. Okay, just checking. I'm obviously not going to play as the same people. I want to play as Yamato, but he has such a boring-ass ultimate. It's actually just criminal how boring his ultimate is. Well, I thought it'd give me a choice to back out, but no. Okay. But you know what? He just got captured in the anime where I am in it, so I guess I'll play as him in solidarity, you know, for what happened to him. I find it insane that him and Kakashi don't have a mixed technique, considering they literally worked together. But whatever, you know, I guess makes sense. The conditions for this battle suck dick. You lose your chakra all the time. Or your power. What? That literally just phased through him, bruh. I know it's because he just got up, but like he was still up. It's actually crime how boring it is. How boring what is? Oh, Yamato's ultimate, you mean? Yeah, I mean, it's so... You see him do some dope shit in the show, and that's what you get. He just puts people between two clumps of wood. I mean... That could be so much better. That could be so much better. You know, he makes like a forest in the show. Why not trap someone in a forest like the first Hokage does? And like he does in the show. You know, like... Even that attack right there was cooler than his ultimate. Like, what the hell? And you always think when you play through a story that you're gonna get a cooler version of him, but you never do. But I mean, you get a Black Ops costume for him, but you never get like a cooler ultimate version of him. All right, good night, Junux. Oh, you also going silent? See you, man. I only just noticed the backdrop in the back. That looks really good. We have to keep charging up our energy because in the parameters of this, we just keep losing it. Holy shit. I'm chill. Oh, alright. That's pretty nice. Every time I do that attack, he turns into a stupid ass Genjutsu bird. He's telling Ace good night. Well, that's... What was I gonna say? Well, that's just you being a stand-up guy. Oh, he didn't turn into his birds for once. Bro. I really don't like this no chakra challenge. It just ruins the flow. Oh, imagine if that hit. Damn, I just never have the chakra, do I? And the amount of damage that did was kind of pitiful, though. What was my favorite Naruto character? For me, my favorite Naruto characters. My favorite two. This opinion can change, as it has changed in the past, but I'm gonna say, for me, it is Naruto and the third Hokage. Just because they're, not necessarily because of any abilities they have or anything, just because of their, you know, just because of the people that they are. What a normie. How is it being a normie, bro? I guess Naruto being my favorite character is kind of normie-ish, but the third Hokage, I don't know. I feel like I never hear people saying that. I feel like he gets so unacknowledged, even though he was the GOAT, you know? Oh, for shit's sake. And I might sound like a bad guy, but I was not rooting for Danzo on the bridge, but I also was in a way because I wanted Sasuke to die on that bridge. He had turned from being a little bit edgy into literal full-on murderous criminal, and I was just like, well, I don't like Danzo, but if it means he dies, then that's fine, you know. Like, I like where Sasuke is now at the end of the series and all, but geez, he was insufferable during that whole, like, psychotic serial killer vibe that he had for a while. I should have double Sharingan Kakashi right now, because I got far enough in the story for that, I thought, but I guess not, maybe? Maybe we'll play that on stream. I mean, why not? I'll just skip all the cutscenes. I'll be totally honest though, I don't like, I like survival, but not this survival. This survival's annoying as shit. Let's do a story mission or two. If I get bored, I get bored, but let's try. Why not, right? Why not, right? Just to unlock some more characters. Or rather, variations of characters. Oh shit, we're here. Skip the movie. Especially since I'm rewatching, I don't want to see shittier versions of the, like the scenes. Oh, come on. How did he even... They should have both died, GG. Who? Oh, yeah, if they had both killed each other, like when they stabbed each other with the swords, but somehow it affected Danzo more than Sasuke, which I thought was complete bullshit. Once two kids came up to me and asked, do you play Fortnite? And I told the next day they committed... Then I told them no. Next day they committed Hannah Baker. Bruh, I don't even know who Hannah Baker is, but I get what you're trying to say. Yikes. I don't remember it that well, so Don't spill the details too much. Because anything I can experience as fresh as possible in the rewatch, I'm trying to achieve that.
お前も気づいているのだろそんな生半可な攻撃では俺に致命傷を与えられんぞもっと踊ってみせろな
Oh,
る
come on.
少しは意地を見せたか
Bam! When I... No shit. Yeah, get out of my face, Madara. He always... Oh, oh. Is it trying to do some scripted shit to me right now? I think it might be.
つまらんぞまだまだ
Holy shit, that's so sick.
ここまで手こずるとは
Oh. Well, I guess that's not gonna be the only Madara guy battle. Oh, damn. Is this too loud? I don't know.
まるで秋に散り朽ちる枯葉色
I got him with dynamic entry. Bruh. Imagine hiding yourself in a disco ball. Cringe. Oh, dynamic entry gets through it in one hit every time. That's sick, man. Okay, stop. I think we've proven this doesn't work, Madara. Hey, Daria. Madara pulling a Gaara. It's so true. I take issue with the fact that the game just said you landed a ninjutsu attack 3 times, but technically Guy doesn't use any ninjutsu. That wasn't ninjutsu, that was still taijutsu. Come on, game. Yeah, maybe if you counterattacked once in a while, Madara. I guess he's not fast enough to, that's the point. Here I go, charging up again. Oh my gosh, stop with that. Oh, hitting him with that air punch. So sick. No, it's not considered ninjutsu. People mistake it for that, but he's every time said, like when he fought Kisame and used the like tiger thing, he said that's because it wasn't ninjutsu, it was a taijutsu. So it's still considered taijutsu. It's just the pressure that his punches create are so large that they look like ninjutsu, but it's still technically classified as taijutsu. You can't believe it can be that strong. I mean, it's in a fictional universe where people can make fireballs from their mouths, so anything's possible, you know? Alright, here he comes with that bullshit. You already did it to me when I was playing as Kakashi. Like, get some new shit, man. Ah, this again. Come on, bruh. Well, ninjutsu were a real thing in real life too. It's just the way they're done in Naruto is fiction. Just like the way taijutsu in Naruto is done is also fiction. An extension of reality, but is made fiction by the extension of reality. If you know what I'm saying. Bruh. Wow, what a insane combo. I don't remember that. I guess it is spoiling some shit a little bit. Oh well. And this doesn't even kill Madara. I mean, talk about getting cucked. You know? A kick that's so powerful that it goes up a massive tree and it's not enough to kill Madara. I mean, it seems a little... They should have just let Guy kill Madara, in my opinion. And then, you know, Katsuya, whatever her name is, could still come around, and then Naruto has to deal with her. Sorry. And the fact that Guy didn't kill Madara kind of pissed me off, man. I know he is, but I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a shit if you're in a six paths form, dude. You just got kicked so hard that you went up a tree like as tall as like a massive skyscraper. You know, like damn. Just think about the force behind a kick to do that. Because even when you get hit with a Bijou bomb, you don't like go flying that far. I guess granted mostly because you get disintegrated, but still you get what I'm saying. This is just a cutscene, I think. Yep. I love how they like brand it as a mission and it's just a fucking cutscene. What's funny is there was so much filler in the anime that this game literally completes the anime's story before the anime. Or I guess the manga story if we're going to be technical. But literally, I got to see the end of the series this way before I got to see it in the actual show. I mean, that's just like, what the hell? That's just yikes. This is probably one of my favorite things in the game. And also why the third Hokage is the GOAT. I mean, look at this. Bam! Also, you got one of the coolest looking fire style abilities. Well, I don't mind most of the filler, except for the filler that comes when you get to the 4th Ninja War. That being said, in my second rewatch, I'm going through like a version that gets rid of all the filler. Even the filler that's inside the non-filler episodes. Like, where they... I mean, canon Naruto already does way too much, like... what do you call it? Like flashbacks, but then the filler does even more flashbacks. Like, geez, it gets out of hand. Wait, what's the time? Speaking of out of hand. 10:04 p.m. Alright. Well, we've been going for about an hour and a half. We've been going for about an hour and a half. So, I think that's going to be it for me. I think that is going to be it for me, man. I think that's going to be it for me. I know I said that about 5 times now. The stream will obviously be up on the live streams playlist when YouTube finally decides to process it. If everything goes well, there should be a new video tomorrow. Should be. I can't guarantee, but 95% sure there'll be a new video tomorrow. Either about why I'm not reviewing The Last of Us 2 or about the Star Wars Squadrons gameplay. I don't know which one to do first, honestly. I'll probably do Star Wars Squadrons gameplay since that's a little more time sensitive, whereas I can talk about why I'm not reviewing The Last of Us 2 like a couple days from now. Or 2 days from now, whereas no one's going to care about what I think about Star Wars Squadrons gameplay like a day after it's happened. So I need to get on that as soon as I wake up tomorrow, because the gameplay will be shown at 1 a.m. today for me, or I guess tomorrow depending on how you see it. So it's like I will already be 8 hours behind by the time I wake up at 9 a.m. So I'm really going to have to... I'm really gonna have to go speedy on that. Still not the word I was looking for, but you get it. Refreshing Beb is true. Those buoys in the background. Yeah, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. I mean, not even... well, I guess the metal bits pronging out makes them look bigger than they probably are. What was I going to say now? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, Star Wars Squadron 2 thoughts will probably be coming out tomorrow. I'll either be pleasantly surprised after how just shit that cinematic trailer was, or I will still be pretty disappointed. I guess we'll see which one it is. Because it could honestly just be Battlefront 2's like fighter thing, but just a little bit different, which would be kind of yikes. We'll see which one it is. Check Discord right now. You want me to show it on stream? Do you want me to show it on stream? Oh yeah, this is relevant. Oh. All the gay hashtags are rainbow now. Watch. Kissing the homies goodnight. See? It's not gay. Confirmed. Confirmed, by the way. Confirmed. Hey, cuz. I'm about to end, though. So, yeah, got here a little bit late, man. It's an emergency, Andy. It's a worldwide reveal the world needs to know. Well, I just showed the world. I just showed the world, didn't I? I just showed the world. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, guys. This is probably going to fail, like it always does. But I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. Broop. Okay, that actually didn't fail for once. Usually it like stutters, like, and then I can't get it to move, and then, but it didn't fail. So hey, since when you go to bed early? Well, I'm actually going to be watching some weeb shit, some Naruto in bed for like an hour probably. So I'll probably only be going to sleep at like 11. Why am I still talking? Goodbye, everybody.